Hello and welcome to the Oxford House training video series. I'm your host. My name is Jackson Longan. I'm the Regional Outreach Manager for Oxford House Incorporated. I'm a full-time employee of Oxford House. I've been with Oxford House since 2007, and over the years I have been involved in just about anything and everything related to Oxford House, including opening houses, establishing houses, training new members, quality control, dealing with struggling houses, presentations to professionals, presentations to clients, and just doing pretty much my life work dealing with Oxford House and helping people. It's a passion of mine. So I came up with the idea to start a video series, a training video series, to help houses and individuals in houses um, be better at what they do in the house, have a better functioning Oxford House. So this first video is going to have the subject of vacancies and updating vacancies on the website. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to log in, update the vacancies on the website, check the data summary page of the website to ensure that everything that Oxford House Incorporated has on your house is accurate and up to date, and this will help ensure that your house stays full. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it's important to update vacancies. So first, let's go to the national website, the main website of Oxford House Incorporated, which is oxfordhouse.org. And on the website, this is where a lot of the people who don't have direct contact with houses or individual houses, this is where they're going to come if they want to get into an Oxford House, or maybe they have a client or a family member that wants to get into an Oxford House, because people from all walks of life will come to our website, whether it's they're coming from treatment, they're coming from correctional institutions, co-occurring behavioral health centers, or maybe even just the streets or a homeless shelter. So they'll come to the website and then they're going to search vacancies for their area. And so I'm just going to enter in zip code of my area, and it's going to show the 10 nearest houses, and this is the Oklahoma City area. And so I can click on one of the houses here, the Linwood Hills house, and I can go to info, and I see they have 2 vacancies. So I would call the house using the contact number and ensure that they have 2 vacancies. Now if they don't, if they're full, then the house has not been logging in and updating the vacancies. It's the duty of the secretary of each house to log in and ensure that the data is correct and that the vacancies are accurate. Now I would suggest that the secretary log in either right before or right after the house meeting, that it's done weekly, whether you change vacancies or not. I would say that it's a good idea to get into that routine, get into that habit, so that it's just part of the house meeting. Otherwise it can be forgotten. You know, it's not, I don't think that houses are intentionally not logging in and keeping it accurate. I think that information just gets lost. It gets lost in the mix. So you may do it every week at the house meeting, or you may want to do it every time a member moves out, or you lose a member, or anytime you have an interview and accept a new member and they move in, you may want to log in. So it's up to your house to decide how often you want to do it, but it's a good idea to just get in the habit of doing it once a week, so you can log in and just show the activity. So when a counselor or an individual or a case manager wants to call and check on vacancies and it's inaccurate, and then say, okay, well, we'll go to the next house and let's look at the info here. It says they have the Edgewood house has 1 vacancy, so I'm going to call them. Well, they don't have any vacancies. They haven't been logging in either. So if this keeps happening, eventually the person that's calling looking for a vacancy is not going to go to our website because we don't have correct data. We're not up to date. So they may lose faith altogether in Oxford House and may choose to go somewhere else. Now, we all know that Oxford House is the Cadillac of sober living. I mean, we provide statistical data to show that we have a very high success rate. And it's our primary duty as an Oxford House is to provide a bed for those who need it, that are suffering from substance use disorder, that need recovery, that need a safe, structured, supportive living environment. So it's important that we keep it up to date so that we don't have somebody sitting on their computer or on their phone spending half the day trying to find a vacancy because the information on the website is inaccurate. So how do we log in? How do we do that? Well, you go to the website oxfordhouse.org/update. This will bring you to the page where you log in. Now, hopefully your house has your password. If you have lost your password, or you don't know where it's at, or maybe you've never even gotten a password, what you can do is you can go to the main website and you can scroll down to the bottom, and there's a toll-free number here. Now, this toll-free number, you can get your password reset. You can get a new password. Now, once you have your password, it's a good idea to keep a copy of it in your safe at the house where you keep your checkbook, or maybe even keep a copy of it with the secretary's packet of information so that the secretary has it with them. But you always want to have a copy of it probably secured in the safe, just in case the secretary moves out or takes the password with them, or something happens to the password. You can also call your local outreach services representative if there's one available in your state, or maybe somebody from the chapter has a list of the house passwords. But once you have your password, like I said, you're going to go to oxfordhouse.org/update, and you're going to search your house name. Now, you can filter by state. That'll narrow the search down, but I'm going to choose one of the test houses. It's not a house that's in existence, but it's a house that Oxford House Incorporated uses to test the website to make sure everything is working. So we're going to go to the Wrigley house, and I'm going to type in the password and log in. Now, you can have your computer remember the password if you so choose. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to be logging into Wrigley anytime soon. So this is the welcome page. Now, on the welcome page, it's going to tell you when your last login was, how many total houses there are in the world. Right now we're at 1,545 houses, so that's over 12,000 beds, and the vacancy count according to the website is 1,852. Now, I would imagine that's probably inaccurate because we have a very low percentage of houses that are actually logging into the website and keeping correct vacancy information. If you look at the graph here, you have your number of houses, and then you have their logins over the last year. So this first bar shows that 876 houses have only logged in 0 to 5 times in the last year. Now, if you're following my suggestion and logging in every week, you should be logging in 50 times a year. So we look at the number of houses that are logging in on an average of once a week. There's only 30 houses of the 1,500 plus houses that are logging in once a week. So what we want to do is we want to get these bars a lot lower and get these bars a lot higher. So it's up to your house to help change that. So below the graph, you see a news feed. Now, on the news feed is going to be pertinent information coming down from Oxford House Incorporated. We have the World Convention coming up in September. So if you want to get involved with that, you can join the Facebook group. Oklahoma now has its own state website for local communication. Wyoming has a website up and going now. And the Grape, which is the quarterly newsletter that's put out by Oxford House Incorporated, is now available. You can download that. So you'll click here to continue, and this will take you to your main menu. Now, this is where you're going to update your vacancies. The first section here, you click on it, and it shows the Wrigley house. It gives the address, and for you, it's going to give your house phone number, and it's going to show how many current vacancies are listed on the website. So let's say we had an interview and we accepted a new member. So we're going to update the vacancies. So we're going to put in today's date, and we're going to report a filled vacancy. Well, then it asks you, well, how many people applied for the vacancy? So we had one interview, one application, and is the new resident a veteran? So we check the box that we have a veteran. So once we do that, we can submit, and now we're showing 8 vacancies. Okay, so now let's give the scenario that somebody's been in the house for a while and they've decided they're ready to move on and move out of Oxford House. So we're going to come in here, the secretary of the house will come in, and we're going to list a new vacancy. Let's also put in the date, today's date. Well, how long had the resident lived there? Well, he lived there 14 months. And why did he leave? Well, he left voluntarily. So once they leave voluntarily, we want to get their information so that we can stay in contact with them, give them the quarterly newsletter, send them information about alumni, about the World Convention. So we want to make sure that we have their name, address, phone number, all their details, so that we can stay in contact with them. Anybody that moves out voluntarily on good terms, we want them to stay involved with Oxford House. We don't want to just say, thanks for the stay, good luck with your life. We want them to stay involved, and even maybe get involved in the chapter level as an associate alumni member. They have a lot of experience, strength, and hope to share. So we put in their details and then we submit it. So now we're back up to 9 vacancies. So it's pretty simple. So let's go back to the main menu and let's go to the next section, which is upload a house photo. Now, this being one of the test accounts, it isn't a house that actually exists. It's Wrigley Field, so there's a picture of the Wrigley Field sign. But for your house, there should be a very good picture of your house. High resolution picture. It should be on a sunny day with green grass or the trees in front. You want a good picture of the front of the house. You don't want to take it from the driveway where you see oil stains. You don't want to take it from half a block away where you can't really see the house. You want to get a good angle of the house on a nice sunny day. You want it to be attractive. You want it to look like somewhere that you would want to live if you're searching for an Oxford house. So you upload the photo. You can put it on the computer and then upload the photo using the browse, and then you submit and it will have a photo for you. So the next section is change password. Now, I don't suggest using this at all. Okay, this is what it's going to do when you click on this. It's going to generate a random password for you. You don't get to choose your password. You cannot select, recovery 2012 as your password. It will give you a bunch of numbers and letters, uppercase and lowercase. So it's a good idea to keep the password you have and just get familiar with it. The house data summary page, click on it and you can ensure that the information that Oxford House Incorporated has on your house is accurate. So you want to have a contact name, usually your house president. So when you change house officers, you can change the contact name. You'll want to have your house phone number on here. If you change your phone number, you'll want to come in here and update the information. Same with email. Your house should have its own email account. And then it'll get into the gender of the house, how many beds it's chartered for, current payment to the landlord, what chapter it's in, the tax ID number, when the house was opened, and the last time it was updated through World Services. So if everything is accurate, you will check this box to say yes, everything here is correct, and then you will go back to the main menu, and let's say that something changed. Let's say your house got a new phone number. So you will click on here, you will come down to report errors and changes, and then you can put in your name, your email address, and your personal phone number, and basically give a description of what changes you would like to see. Now, you can have any changes done. The only thing that there are restrictions on is changes for lowering the number of beds. If you're wanting to lower the number of beds, you need to get approval from the outreach and or the chapter in your area before you do that. They will not, Oxford House Incorporated will not lower the bed counts unless you have approval from the chapter. So the chapter will want to see that you can remain financially stable by lowering the beds, that it's not coming from selfish motives, somebody wanting to turn a double room into a single room. So once it's approved, then you can put in the request and submit it. And then the last section here is just a review of the welcome page that gives the bar graph and the statistics of Oxford House. So that's the tutorial on how to update the vacancies. Hopefully I explained it clearly, and hopefully you will share this with other houses and with your chapters so that they can log into YouTube or into the website and view this training video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments section on the YouTube video, and I'll try to answer any questions or comments you may have. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you about different aspects of Oxford House and what works and what doesn't. So take care, and good luck.